Hi, welcome to Demo Garage. I'm Steven, and in today's episode, I'm going to attempt to take a big ugly scratch scar in the fiberglass bonnet of my 1973 TVR and make it look a little better. Now, I'm not going for anything magical here. This bonnet, this fiberglass, it's in a sorry state. And while I've been making a lot of progress on this restoration, it's probably going to be another year and a half before I bring the car back to its former glory of a metallic green paint job. Looking forward to that. But I thought, well, if there's anything I can do to fix some of these scars, some of these stress cracks, maybe I ought to attempt to do that. So, not knowing what kind of paint, other than being bad, that the previous owners have done, I went to the automotive store and bought one of these, I don't know, just kind of a generic duplicate black paint. And I'm going to attempt to fix a really ugly scar in the bonnet. And if that goes well, I will continue. So follow me on this episode and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so here's one of these projects that I really don't mind too bad. The paint on this TVR is horrendous. It's awful. I don't know how this damage happened to the fiberglass bonnet, but I wanted to experiment with trying to, since it's going to be a year and a half, something like that, before I repaint this guy, what could I do to help fix stuff like this, all these cracks. You know, I almost feel like this is a rattle can paint job. Maybe I can take on some of these Mr. Uglies and make them look a little better. So I don't think I can make this look any worse. So my thought is that maybe I'll degrease this, you know, whatever wax or whatever might be on it. And then use this little razor and at least bring it down flush to the surface. And then buy some, I don't know, some black touch-up paint and build this up to a layer higher than the bonnet and shave it down and buff it and see what kind of surface I can achieve from this big ugly gash. So that'll be I'll show clips along the progress, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the razor blade, shave it down, degrease it, and then in the next few days, I'll be building up layers to bring it proud. And then shave it down again and see if I can't make this thing look a little better than it is. And again, I don't think I could do that much damage to it. So let me bring you back in another clip. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks and every day or twice a day I was adding paint to the scratch, and I'm hoping that all of that is now proud of the bonnet surface. So my next step is to use razor blade and gently scrape that back. I've got a little paint nipper thing coming. My guess is that this paint is just so cheap and thin that I'll probably end up doing some damage to this paint as well. But I'm hoping to kind of scrape that back, get it level, and then maybe polish it into one surface. And not sure I really care too much what it looks like, as long as it looks a little better than it did before with that big gaping gash. So we'll see what I can do with this. I mean, This might actually be even 5% better than it was, so I don't know. I'll bring it back after I've scraped some of this off and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is scraped back as far as I think I want to go. I don't know if I went too far. I mean, obviously, it's a little scratched around. I'm wondering what kind of, I've got some good, you know, this, to me, this looks like it's well, you know, dried and healed. I don't know what this is, and maybe a little bit here. Is that like ready to flake off? I'm not really sure. Maybe I got a little pit here. I wanted to pass along a little tip. I remembered just at the last minute to put a piece of tape over the sharp edge on both sides, and that way when you're scraping, it kind of protects the paint a little bit and gives whatever 3 thou, 5 thou thickness, you know, on this surface on either side before. I think I'm going to polish this now. I'm going to pull out my polisher, trying to figure out where that is, what kind of compounds I have. I think I might, I don't know, this is going to be at least way better than it is. I didn't accidentally like cut too far into the paint on either side. I'm pretty pleased so far what I'm seeing. I don't know if I'm going to need like 3 applications doing this. I'm okay with that, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out the polisher and do some compounding. Plenty of videos on how that works. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I mean, look at this. A friend told me this looks like, you know, Chinese writing on this paint. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I'm going to throw the polisher on here for 5 minutes. I'll put 5 minutes into it and I'll bring you back. Show you what that looks like. Okay, wow. Wow, 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 wow. So this turned, so I don't know if you can tell because it disappeared so much, but this crazy scar used to come up here, and I am only seeing the smallest portion of it. And I think it's mostly kind of those 2 little points that I was questioning the adhesion or whatever, but this looks so good. Yeah, this was so ugly. I can feel a little bit, which is probably maybe coming across in the paint. This is 98% better. I think if I had built up a little bit more layer here and here, I could have scraped it clean and this would have disappeared. This looks so awesome. I can't even believe how good that looks. I mean, I literally spent 5-7 minutes with like a medium polish on a orbital sander, you know, a DA or whatever. I don't know what it is, but one of the ones that, you know, for polishing. And as bad as this paint looks, I'm super excited about this. I am 100% sure if I went back and spent a little more time on these 2 spots, this would have completely disappeared. I'm a little bummed I didn't like put a couple more layers on or prepped better or something, but I know the second time around I could fix this. This would be gone, you know, in comparison. So I think instead of, you know, I'm not going to repaint this thing for another year. I'm going to spend a little bit of time fixing, like, what is this? What is this? you know what, you know, these cracks, like maybe I kind of grind into this, you know, maybe, you know, this is all stress cracks. This probably needs fiberglass. So maybe I had to like work on other stuff than these stress cracks. But, you know, for scratches and stuff, I am absolutely pleased at how that looks. When everything is better, I'm gonna come back and fix that, you know, but I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I'm absolutely pleased with how that looks. So I'm gonna kick myself a little bit for not spending a little bit more time on that, but you know, filling it up above the level, scraping it, and then polishing it. Wow, what a difference. I might need to like throw up a before and after shot on this one, but it looks pretty good. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time, and I'm not sure shooting an ending to this because I don't happen to be wearing one of my demo shirts. So let me bring you right back. Well, that went really well, as you saw in my previous clip. I now have my demo shirt on so I can shoot a final clip. I hope you are as impressed as I am with the correction on this scar, and it has inspired me to attempt a bunch of other paint problems on this vehicle. It's all a problem, but I'll start knocking them out one by one, and we'll see if we can't make it a little bit more livable until I get around to painting this guy. But I appreciate you coming along, and I want to thank you for watching this episode of Demo Garage, and I hope you learned something, because I know I did. So I'm going to say bye.